Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Moments away from the Buccaneers and the Steelers. Tampa Bay has won the toss, chose to defer, so the Steelers will get the football to begin the game. For Lovie Smith in search of win number 1 as head man in Tampa Bay. How about it, Laura Oakman?
Well, Tom, how do you get over a 42-point loss? According to Lovie Smith, you don't. He told his team, we have a scar, and scars don't go away. We've got to remember that game for the rest of our lives. Linebacker Levante David agreed, telling me it hurts, but today we finally get the chance to put some Neosporin on it. We need to start fast so we can get that game out of our head and that taste out of our mouths. Tom?
Lovie Smith, 56 years young, 9 seasons in Chicago, only 42 years old is Mike Tomlin, Newport News, Virginia native. 73 wins. And look at the home record for Tomlin here in Pittsburgh. That is getting it done, 42-15. Bree Archer, the rookie out of Kent State, waits on the kickoff by Michael Kanan. And we are underway in Pittsburgh. This one through the back of the end zone. First down from the 20-yard line. 32-year-old Corey Rawson, Ohio native, is Ben Roethlisberger. The 11th pick out of Miami of Ohio in the 2004 draft. 97 career wins against 48 losses. And look what he has done against NFC foes when they come in to Pittsburgh. Put it in the hands of their fullback, Will Johnson, and that's a gain of maybe a yard. All right, how about some of the guys we're going to keep an eye on today now, big man?
Well, we've got some great matchups here coming up, but one of the things that we're going to have to watch right now is Mark Barron, the ability for Pittsburgh to run the football. He's going to have to come up and make tackles inside the box.
And Michael Johnson, who basically has been either hurt or unable to play because of injury. They brought him over as a free agent from Cincinnati, been nursing a tender ankle. We'll watch him today. And you brought up the name Gerald McCoy. And after missing last week's game, after fracturing his hand against St. Louis, he sacks Roethlisberger.
Well, he's going up against Cody Wallace, who right now is a starter. As of today, Ramon Foster was a starter. But if you look at Gerald McCoy right here, you're going to see the quick inside swim move. Boom, he hits him with it right away, and that's what they want to do up front. In order for this Tampa 2 defense to thrive, they've got to get that pressure.
Look how far back in the secondary they have their safety on this 3rd down and 16. Roethlisberger, ball is loose. It looks like the Buccaneers have recovered, and they have at the 8-yard line. And it looked like Michael Johnson was the man who first got to Ben Roethlisberger.
We just talked about Gerald McCoy and now Michael Johnson right here off of the edge. You're going to see him get upfield. He's going to get unblocked. Le'Veon Bell doesn't know who he's got on that protection. That sack right there and that strip force fumble. That's the way that this Tampa D wanted to start, create the turnovers, and that's what Lovie Smith was known for in Chicago.
Of course, Johnson 2 years ago had the monster season with the Bengals, 11.5 sacks. It dropped down to 3 last year. But a big turnover here. 1st and goal. Lennon up under center, getting the start this week for the injured Josh McCown. And they hand it off left side for maybe a couple of yards to Doug Martin, who's also back this week. He was injured in week 1, has missed the last 2 games. Lennon, 24 years old, from Centerville, Virginia. His first start this season. Last year, 19 touchdowns against 9 interceptions, and he threw a touchdown against Atlanta in the second half, replacing McCown last week. Jump ball. And it is is a touchdown to Mike Evans, the rookie out of Texas A&M. His first career touchdown in the NFL, and he beat Cortez Allen.
This is the matchup that they want to create. Look at the size difference of Mike Evans out here against Cortez Allen. He's just going to get to the outside, run the back corner fade. Look at just the size advantage he has. Great football thrown right there by Mike Glennon, getting it outside, but give it to Mike Evans. This is why they drafted him in the first round, for this playmaking ability.
So now the point after by the rookie Patrick Murray, a huge turnover on the Steelers' first possession, leading to a Buccaneers touchdown. The strip by Michael Johnson leads to the touchdown to Evans.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine.
7-0 Tampa Bay. We'd like to send our get well wishes to our producer and a future Hall of Famer, Bob Stenner. Under the weather this week, resting comfortably back home in Orange County. And Bob will look forward to catching up with you again next week for the Bears and the Panthers. That's LeGarrette Blount, the one-time Tampa Bay Buccaneer. And he's wrapped up, run out of bounds to the 25-yard line. First possession, 2 sacks for Tampa Bay.
When we talked to Lovie Smith, he said right away, having these two guys back, Gerald McCoy, Michael Johnson, the ability to get pressure on the quarterback with 4 is going to be able to do so much more for this defense and be able to really take advantage of the situations out there at wide receiver and the defensive back position.
You know, you look at the defensive line, and that's where they spent
9 on all sides.
So they tacked on 5 yards. Offsides on Tampa Bay kicking off. So 1st and 10 from the 30. So this defensive front, you know, they lost Adrian Claiborne to a biceps tear. They've had the injuries to McCoy and Johnson along with William Golston. They're hoping they can get healthier, do some damage. Le'Veon Bell nowhere to go. Mike Johnson was slow to get up. Now let's take a look at some of the key inactives today. We start with Mason Foster. You knew about McCown, but then for the Steelers, they lost 3 defensive starters in that victory against Carolina. 3 big parts of this defense.
They most certainly did, and those guys need to step up big in this game. And that's where Dick LeBeau says the style of this defense is what allows them to play the way that they do.
2nd down and 10. They'll give it to Bell again. And wow. He took a hit. Le'Veon Bell set a career high 147 rushing yards on 21 carries against Carolina. The 3rd 100-yard game of his career. Of course, his running mate, LeGarrette Blount, also rushed for better than 100 yards. Bell out of Michigan State, grew up in Ohio. All he ever wanted to do was be a Buckeye, and they never recruited him.
And he said he's used that as motivation, continuing to move forward through college and all the way here to the pros.
3rd down, 4-man rush. Roethlisberger has it batted down at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back 3 downs and gone for the Steelers. 1 turnover, and now a batted ball.
One of the things that this offense talked about was starting fast here in the first quarter. So far, we've had a turnover. We've got a 3 and out. You've got to give a lot of credit to this Tampa Bay defense because they've risen to the challenge.
Brad Wing, low line drive, returnable punt here for the rookie out of Florida, Solomon Patton. And that's a good return. And he's up to the 45-yard line, wrapped up by the long snapper, Greg Warren. So again, good field position after the 15-yard return.
Today's game is sponsored by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly.
Look at the Duquesne incline. There you get a look at Marcus Arroyo. Jeff Tedford, their offensive coordinator, of course, had a heart procedure going back to training camp. They thought they'd have him back, and He's on a leave of absence for the time being. Certainly our thoughts and prayers are with him in his recovery. So Arroyo is calling the plays. First down pass attempt to Vincent Jackson's incomplete. Second down and 10. And of course today he's going up against one of the greats in the history of football as a player and as a coach, Dick LeBeau.
Dick LeBeau has been in the NFL for 56 seasons, and Marcus Arroyo, we see it, this is his first. I mean, Dick LeBeau 20 years ago invented the zone blitz, so just think about how much difference the time has made and how much experience Dick LeBeau has game day that Marcus Arroyo does not.
Going one way, cutting back the other way is Doug Martin. And there is a penalty flag down on the field right at midfield where the tackle was made.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Walt Anderson, our referee today. There you get a look at Cam Thomas grabbing a hold of Doug Martin's face mask. It's an automatic first down. Ball goes to the Pittsburgh 35-yard line. That is a 7th personal foul against this Steeler defense already this year. Most in the NFL. Martin for 4. He's in his 3rd year out of Boise State. They took him in the first round with their 2nd pick in 2012. And what an incredible rookie year he had. Nearly 2,000 yards from scrimmage. In fact, the 3rd highest total ever by a rookie behind Eric Dickerson and Edgerrin James. Injured week 1. Has missed the last 2 games, and now they have him back. He only has 9 carries all year. Good protection. You talked about taking a shot to Evans. He caught it, but he's out of bounds. Let's check in back in Los Angeles. Game break time with Kurt Menefee.
All right, Brandon Marshall's been physically beat up the last couple of weeks, but it hasn't mattered. 6-yard touchdown against the Packers today. His 5th of the season, and the Bears take the early lead. Tom, David, and Laura.
Third down and 7, and look who's back on the field. Just signed this week after just 18 days ago announcing his retirement. The 5-time Pro Bowler James Harrison. Here comes the blitz. Tampa Bay picks it up. And it's incomplete.
Good job picking up that protection, but we see it right away. They're going after that matchup on the outside. Cortez Allen against these big 6'5 receivers and Vincent Jackson and Mike Evans. So this is a matchup that we're going to have to watch. They clearly think that size advantage and that ability to take that shot downfield against a single high defense, that's what they think is going to be able to allow them to open up the rest of their offense.
Cortez Allen has certainly struggled here in the early part of this season. This will be a 50-yard field goal try for the rookie Patrick Murray. Good snap, good hold, and off the left upright and then through, and it is good.
The old chip shot.
That's living right. Tell you what, Lovey's got to feel pretty good. 10-0.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import, by Pizza Hut's Bacon and Cheese Stuffed Crust, and by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV.
Get a look at downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What a wonderful job they are doing in this downtown area. 10-0, Tampa Bay in front. It almost appeared, and we're going to go back and take a look at it here in a second, that field goal attempt may have been tipped, yet still got through. 3 yards, he's going to take a knee. It's hard to tell if Cameron Hayward maybe got a fall in this thing.
Well, I mean, just look at the way that the ball comes out of this. looks like he got a piece. It looks like Cam Hayward just got a little piece of it. But, I mean, when you hit a golf club, you're hoping that that ball changes direction that way.
Great start for Tampa Bay. There's just no other way to describe it. They get a couple of sacks, force a fumble on the Steelers' first possession, 3 and out on the second possession, and a 10-0 lead. Not even 5 full minutes into the opening quarter. Le'Veon Bell and Dane Fletcher came up to make the hit on him, and flags litter the field. Fletcher is starting in place of the injured Mason Foster.
Illegal hands to the face, number 60, defense. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st and 10.
It's a backup left end, Scott Solomon. And Fletcher, who made the tackle, being looked at by the Tampa Bay training staff. Well, Dane Fletcher leaves, but appears to be okay, and taking over for him, just signed as a free agent this year, Brandon McGee. Dropped by Antonio Brown. First time he's touched the football early in this one. Of course, it was all about the run game. LeGarrette Blount and Le'Veon Bell against Carolina. First time the Steelers have had 2 100-yard rushers in a game going all the way back to 1986. That was Ernest Jackson and Walter Abercrombie.
I mean, these two guys together are averaging 6.05 yards a carry. That alone allows your offense to open up so many things, especially the ability to really get those linebackers to step up and play action.
2nd down and 10. There is play action. And again, a drop ball to the normally sure-handed tight end, Heath Miller.
You're going to see the play action here is going to sell it. You're going to see Fletcher, Levante David all step up, and Heath Miller still able to catch that ball after it got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
And that was tipped by Danny Lansana. You saw the trajectory of that ball spiral all of a sudden to an end over end. So technically a drop. 3rd down and 10. Roethlisberger under pressure. What a catch made by Marcus Wheaton. Down the middle of the field all the way to the Tampa Bay 38-yard line. And Quentin McDonald delivered a blow on Roethlisberger.
You see Wheaton here at the top of the screen. He's just going to run the flat. He's just going to run right through it. Ben Roethlisberger sees it and hits him right down that seam. Ben Roethlisberger took a shot on that one by McDonald right up the middle. That's the one thing that you can't have happen to your quarterback are these big hits.
Well, you see that face there. What great camera work. They take it one way, looking at Johnson the other way, but he's well covered. And then a strike. Is that a catch or is that a drop? That is a catch. They're saying on the sideline that Wheaton caught the football. And that is a 1st down to the 28-yard line.
He's going to play it right here to the sidelines, come back to the ball. Did he get 2 feet in? Looks like he only had 1.
Well, you wonder if Lovie Smith is going to challenge his call. Steelers are hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. And a challenge flag has been thrown. He didn't throw it, he just dropped it. Been around as long as Lovie has. What's the point in throwing?
Tampa Bay is
got to save that arm for the postseason.
For a catch.
Well, they're taking a long look at this call. It is a catch, and we are joined by Mike Pereira. Mike, did you see it that way?
Yeah, I did. And you always have to focus on the right foot. Is it down when he first possesses the ball? Right foot is down there. Left foot gets down. So now he turns upfield, and then the ball gets knocked away. So to me, you have the elements of the catch, and you can't reverse it in replay.
Mike, it's always great to have you with us. Hope all's well out there in Los Angeles.
Good to be with you.
Our buddy Mike Peretta, always bringing you exactly what's going on each and every game here on Fox. So first down, Steelers on the move. Roethlisberger had it tipped and still caught inside the 10, and that's his main man, Antonio Brown.
Going to see him here solo by himself. He's going to run the route. He's going to break it off. Gets Alterrion Werner on his heels. Is able to come back to the football. That's the start that you want to get Antonio Brown in. Look at how close that ball was getting to tipped.
So first and goal now for the Steelers. Bree Archer, the rookie. And he picks up maybe a yard. Second and goal from the 8-yard line. Second carry for Archer, who they chose in the third round out of Kent State. It is amazing how many players either grew up, played high school, or played collegiately in their neighbor state, Ohio. They have 12 players of their 53-man roster that either went to high school or played collegiately in the Buckeye State.
And when we were talking about Dree, Todd Haley's eyes lit up. Fastest time at the combine, the ability to have him, run those reverses and come out at wide receiver.
Make it one way, and then Heath Miller wrapped up. That is an excellent open field tackle made by Major Wright, who's come into the game for the first time.
You see Todd Haley here going through things, and when we first talked to him and Ben, the conversation that a lot of people thought was, there was a lot of adversity, but they both said right away clearly that wasn't the case. We were just trying to figure out what was best for our offense. So it wasn't my offense or your offense, it's our offense.
All right, third down and goal. Ninth play of the drive. Trying to thread the needle and sneak it in there to Justin Brown as Roethlisberger. And covered by Jonathan Banks.
Does a great job by Jonathan Banks here getting that ball out, but look at how close right there. Does a great job of just getting his hand in there late, being able to swat the ball. But those are the plays right there. Those are the ones that you want to come up with.
Sean Sweezum has hit on 23 straight field goals dating back to last year, and you can make it 24. Steelers on the board, trailing 10-3. Well, the greatest month in sports begins Friday. Game 1 of the National League Division Series on Fox Sports 1. The next Saturday, number 4 Oklahoma taking on TCU on Fox. UFC Fight Night on Fox Sports 1. And next Sunday, Peyton Manning and the Broncos go to Arizona for other regional action. Foxtoberfest begins Friday. Continues all month long on Fox, Fox Sports 1, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Of course, their beloved Pittsburgh Pirates are playing today in Cincinnati with a chance, should the Pirates win and the St. Louis Cardinals lose, to force a game tomorrow night in St. Louis to determine the National League Central Division champion. We'll keep you abreast of that, as there is a penalty flag on the kickoff. We still have not heard why there is a penalty flag. And apparently Walt Anderson is just now getting the word.
Offsides, number 85, kicking team. 5-yard penalty will be added from the 20-yard line. First down.
That has happened now to each team in this game.
Yes, it has, and it's been both of the kickoff drives here. You can't set your team back with those penalties, and that's one of the things that we talked about in Pittsburgh. They can't have those penalties that they've had in these past 3 games.
First down from the 25. They pitch it to Martin. Penalty flag down. And getting behind that line of scrimmage first was Cameron Hayward. But again, we wait on the penalty.
Illegal formation. Number 69 on the offense was uncovered on the end of the line. The penalty is declined. Second down.
Well, of course, penalties have been one of the big stories around the National Football League through the first 3 weeks. Look at the increase from this time through 3 games a year ago.
And, going through these things, they always say in the preseason, we're going to tone down, we're going to figure it out. That hasn't been the case with this.
Second down and 14. An eye on Mike Evans. It's incomplete. Third down coming up. Let's send it back to Los Angeles. A game break with Burt Menefee.
Well, a good one as expected. The Bears took a 7-0 lead. Eddie Lacy, 2-yard run, ties it for the Packers. First play of the second quarter. Bears are lined up at the 1-yard line trying to score again. Tom, David, Laura.
All right, thank you very much. Third down and 14.
As a defense, be alert for the draws and screens on this one.
And there's a draw. And the Steelers sniff it out. Mike Mitchell from nearby Ohio University. The first man there to meet him.
And the second there to meet him with it was James Harrison. So, when we talked to this team, they said, we don't know how much he's going to play, but when he's even in there just situationally, he makes an impact on the football field.
Steelers should get excellent field position. The always dangerous Antonio Brown waiting on the punt. It's very short. Penalty flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. Punt fielded at the 41-yard line. Only a 36-yard punt by Michael Kanan. Now the officials walking over and talking to Lovie Smith.
Illegal formation. Defense. Number 22 was lined up within a yard over the center. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay fourth down.
Well, they're going to punt it again.
It's been the new emphasis, on player safety. Same thing on extra points and field goals. You have to be outside of those shoulders of that long snapper. You've got a guy with his head down looking back at the snapper. They're worried about the neck and shoulder injuries. So that's something clear that they go in, and you'll see them on extra points and field goals. Those referees bumping those guys over to making sure that they're clear outside of that zone.
Antonio Brown has returned a pair of punts for touchdowns in his career, along with a kickoff return for a touchdown. And another very short punt. It's basically a wash. They would have had it at the 41. And now they'll get it at the 40. 32-yard punt. Now Roethlisberger in the last drive took him down the field on the big third down completion to Wheaton. Went to him again. Antonio Brown to get him inside the 10, but then the drive stalls. And they settle for the field goal. So 73 yards on that last drive after Roethlisberger was sacked twice, fumbled, leading to a Tampa Bay touchdown on their first drive. Le'Veon Bell looking for running room and just not much there. McDonald and others in on the tackle.
This defensive line for Tampa Bay is doing a great job of just creating big piles of people so that Le'Veon Bell doesn't have those cutback lanes that he likes to use.
Steelers used a lot of the shotgun, a lot of the no huddle, a lot of the empty backfield stuff in the first 2 weeks. They give it to Bell again, and his first big run of the day. First down to the Buccaneers 45.
They do a great job here. They get Marquise Pouncey out in front of them, pulling at that center position to lead up and open that hole for him. But Le'Veon Bell, his patience in the hole.
Oh, flag came in late on this play.
After the play, taunting, number 26, offense. It's a 15-yard penalty. After the penalty, it will be 1st and 10, Pittsburgh.
Boy, that is just silly.
That extra stuff isn't needed. You just got the first down. You just extended your drive. You're getting the run game going. You can't have those personal foul things that are the mental mistakes.
They take it to Bell. Roethlisberger finds Heath Miller. And he is dropped at the 45-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down and 5 for the Steelers. We're talking about the first couple of weeks of the season. You may remember the Steelers jumped all over Cleveland in the first half. Week 1. Scored 27 points and then had to hang on to win the game. That is a catch for a first down again going to Heath Miller. And then they were dominated. They were outscored over the next 6 quarters, 56-18. Before putting together that huge second half against Carolina last week. So while a lot of us look back on that second half against a good Panthers defense, and you're thinking, well, the Steelers have it rolling. Mike Tomlin would tell you, let's just hang on. Le'Veon Bell took a big hit but carries down to the 35 and a first down.
You're going to see David DeCastro and Marcus Gilbert does a great job of getting a double team here on McCoy, getting up to the next level to Fletcher. That ability right there to get him to the second level, that's where you see his elusiveness, and he's able to go in and out of plays.
13-yard gain. Down the middle. Antonio Brown. 1st and goal, Steelers.
Antonio Brown here at the bottom of the screen is once again gets that inside release, is able to rip through that contact and just be patient. He doesn't overrun that pocket. He just kind of settles in, lets Roethlisberger just deliver that football to him.
Well, first down and goal. This is roughly where they got to 1st and goal on their last drive. They're going to throw it. Pump fake, crossing route. And it's caught down to the 3-yard line by Justin Brown.
Justin Brown has really stepped up. You know, Lance Moore was the guy that they brought in here to really be that, you know, 2nd, 3rd receiver. But you got to give a lot of credit to Justin Brown. Throughout his absence, you know, he's really stepped up his football game, and the offensive staff of the Steelers really talked about that.
Roethlisberger's hit 6 different receivers with passes so far today. And they're pointing the Buccaneers to the other side of the line of scrimmage, and Roethlisberger already screaming about it.
False start, number 66, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That's big David DeCastro, their #1 pick 2 years ago out of Stanford.
It looks like he was trying to communicate the blocking scheme and the protection of whatever they were trying to do. And, you know, you can use your offhand and point and use that to do what you want to do, but you saw him move. You saw his body shift and his momentum. That alone, the referees are going to throw that flag instantly.
It's interesting to look at that note right there, and you're thinking Pittsburgh's wiping them out. They're trailing by 7.
7 right.
2nd and goal in the hands of Bell. Look at that closing speed by Levante David. Just an outstanding third-year linebacker out of Nebraska.
Watch him identify this. He's going to go unblocked because they're going to think that Bell can really get to that edge. You're going to just see him take that lane, and look at him being able to run him down. Clear, getting to the sidelines, taking a perfect pursuit angle, and makes that open field tackle.
The injured Buccaneer is Mark Barron, their third-year starting safety out of Alabama. Well, coming up in less than a week, history will be made. Baseball's postseason comes to America's new sports network. Fox Sports 1, your new home for baseball's National League Division and League Championship Series. It all begins on Friday.
See Barron on the outside against Spaeth. Let's see where he gets hurt here.
Let's check in downstairs with Laura Oakman.
Tom, as we watch Mark Barron leave the field with an injury, they are right now without both starting safeties. Deshaun Goldston has not been in this series with an ankle injury. His return is questionable. I'll update you on Barron as soon as we get information.
All right, Laura, thank you so much. There's already been so many injuries to this Tampa Bay defense. We told you today they're without Mason Foster. They've already lost Adrian Claiborne for the year. They've had the injuries to McCoy, Johnson, Goldston.
This team is giving up 71% completion rate. Having these two guys out does not help their situation at all.
Third down and goal from the 12-yard line. Did he hang on? It is a touchdown for Antonio Brown. And it looked like they went right after Barron's replacement, Bradley McDougald.
Fantastic move by Antonio Brown here. We're going to see him here at that slot position. He's going to press it, and just inside. Just beats him with an inside
After the play,
move.
unsportsmanlike conduct, number 84, offense. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Tell you what, you know, they review every scoring play automatically and every play on a change of possession. They might be taking a look at this touchdown on Brown. It looked like there was some movement. They're looking at it. It looked like there was some movement of that football, and whether he had full possession of it. And then Antonio Brown is hit with a 15-yard penalty. And you see him having pinned down there against his leg. I don't know if they have enough evidence to change the call, but they're definitely taking a look. Let's see here.
Here's a good view. Let's see. Ball's in his hand.
Looked like he caught it.
Looks like he caught it. Tucks it into his body, keeps control of it. But every one of these touchdowns, all under review now.
Yeah, every scoring play and every time there is a change of possession or a turnover.
Todd Haley talking to his group.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
And you saw the celebration there, getting a teammate involved in it. That'll cost him 15 on the kick.
There's a catch, the touchdown.
So now the point after by Sweezum to tie the game. 9 plays, 60 yards. The 11-yard touchdown throw to Antonio Brown. And now the question becomes, and we talked about it before the game ever got started. You know, Mike Glennon last year took over this exact same week a season ago when they parted ways with Josh Freeman. And he threw 19 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. They really haven't gotten anything going here on offense. It's been primarily due to the turnover and then a 3-and-out for Pittsburgh at second drive.
It most certainly has. But the thing that you got to say for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now, they've scored a total of 7 points in the first quarter of the last 3 weeks. They've already got 10 in the first quarter here. So things are already on the up and up. Granted, they do need to get a better job of getting in and out of the line of scrimmage and, you know, just getting comfortable. You can really see that they're a little unsettled with what they want to do offensively. I think now in the second quarter, we're really going to see them settle in and see what they want to do with this offense. Are they going to want to run it? Are they going to want to throw it? We're going to see clearly right now with this drive the direction that Marcus Arroyo wants to take this offense.
And look where the Steelers are kicking off. From a 20. Steelers have been hit with 6 penalties in this game for 60 yards already. And 3 of the 6 have just been senseless penalties.
The thing you've always heard in football, penalties and turnovers lose football games. And so far, that's not the start that you want to have here in the first quarter.
Good kick. Well, this should be very good field position. Good coverage here by the Steelers. Antoine Blake chopping down Solomon Patton. Laura Oakman has filled us in that Mark Barron probably, after suffering an abdominal shrink. That's good news for the Buccaneers. 10 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter.
Hey, squeeze it. Go.
Spence chasing Glennon, who gets it away and in traffic. Reception made by the rookie Austin Safarian-Jenkins. Final play of the quarter. Expecting the Steelers big today? Hold on a minute. 10-10, the end of one. Well, the numbers might say one thing, but the only number that matters, the scoreboard. And it's 10-10 as we begin the second quarter here in Pittsburgh. Buccaneers from their own 48, Rainey watches as Martin dodges a tackle, and he picks up close to 11. That's his best run of the day for Doug Martin.
Does a very good job of making Sean Spence miss that tackle right in the open hole. And I mean, that's the Doug Martin that we've seen our rookie year, his rookie year, his ability to make those plays in the hole, make people miss. He's going to be a very, very crucial piece to this offense now moving forward.
They're going to bring out the sticks and measure to see if Martin got the full 10 yards. There you have it.
There's Marcus Arroyo right there, getting his call in here for this 2nd and 1 that's coming up. And you know, when we talked to Mike Glennon, and you know, he talked about spending time in the offensive line with Evan Dietrich Smith and the rest of the group. You know, this is a defense that the Steelers are going to try to confuse, especially on those 3rd down. So Glennon went into these meetings and said, hey, we're in it together. We got to make sure that we clear everything up as a group so that our protections, our communication is proven throughout everybody, and that there's no errors in that fall.
2nd down and inches. And that's enough for a 1st down. It's a hard 1.5 yards. Lawrence Timmons coming up to lay the hit on Doug Martin. You know, their center, you mentioned, Evan Dietrich Smith. Boy, he had a tough week against Atlanta. Their entire team did, but he snapped the ball off his own tail to cause a fumble. Had another bad snap. couple of late hit penalties, drawing a fine of nearly $17,000.
Well, when you're in a game like that, one thing goes, it's like quicksand. One thing to the next, and I know the Tampa Bay team just hopes that game was a complete anomaly.
That's a hold. And then there's another penalty down. Arthur Moats came blasting across the line of scrimmage in pursuit.
Holding number 73, offense. Penalty declined. Third down.
And Anthony Collins just had to grab a hold of him. It's almost like he gets the count to perfection.
Moats hit it perfectly, was able to get to that edge. You're going to see him come off of the edge up here at the top of the screen. He's going to beat him off the ball. He's going to rip through. You're going to see the hand right here. That every time that's going to get called. That's a great rush by Moats. And we talked about the linebackers having to step up in this game and be a crucial play and be able to make sure they continue to get that pressure on Mike Lennon.
The sack officially goes to Cameron Hayward. Play fake, set up the screen, and big yardage ahead of Martin. And closing fast to make the tackle. Lawrence Timmons. And let's check in back in L.A. with Joel Klatt.
All right, Tom, Steve Smith facing his former team. The tip from Owen Daniels, and Steve Smith goes the distance, 61 yards. Carolina has since added a touchdown. It's all tied up. Ice up, son. Tom?
All right, Joel, thank you very much. Of course, Baltimore, boy, they laid it on these Steelers. After Baltimore lost at home in the season opener to the unbeaten Bengals. Third down and 18. And that's not going anywhere. Just signed Lewis Murphy this week. And he was covered by Bryce McCain. So the penalty really hurt him, that holding penalty.
It's a good stop right there for Pittsburgh. Now let's see, they're going to want to get this momentum back in that offense. You saw that long drive, the last one, where they're able to come up with the touchdown and not come up short like they did early on in the game and settle for 3. So this is going to be a big drive right here, and this could be the momentum changer that Pittsburgh wants.
Keenan trying to pin him inside the 10 here. That will bounce, and that's exactly what he will do. Down to the 7-yard line. First 10 for Tampa Bay, the last 10 for the Men of Steel.
The season premiere of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, tonight on Fox. Today's game on Fox is sponsored by AT&T, mobilizing your world. By Burger King. Right now, get 10 delicious chicken nuggets for just $1.49, only at Burger King. And by The Judge from Warner Bros. Pictures, in theaters October 10th.
10-10, second quarter. Welcome back to Pittsburgh. Certainly a familiar face to Buccaneer fans, LeGarrette Blount. Signed by Tampa Bay off waivers back in 2010. Wound up starting 7 games and rushing for better than 1,000 yards for the Buccaneers, and he has the football. And he is one powerful back. And that is a gain of 11 on first down.
Which is his average right now going into this. He's averaging 11.8 yards per carry. The ability to have this smash and dash, the speed and lightning, that alone just wears down defenses.
The Steelers have really gotten away from that power running game over the last number of years. A little delay this time to Blount. I mean, that was one of the real staples of this Steeler franchise, along, of course, with all the great defensive teams through the years. But they've really gone to throwing the football a lot more in recent years.
I think one of the things that helped change that is bringing in Mike Munchak, the offensive line coach, head coach coming from Tennessee. Todd Haley talked alone about that and said having him in those staff meetings and running that run game has really allowed him to focus more on other things.
Catch made by Wheaton. A third-round pick a year ago out of Oregon State. He only had 6 catches all of last year and has really stepped up his game this season.
And if you've noticed, Ben Roethlisberger is really doing a good job of spreading the ball out, getting it to different receivers, tight ends, and getting those runs in as well.
Looking for a hole and finds one. Shot down at the 40. That'll be a gain of 6 on first down.
Here's Mike Munchak right there. Offensive line coach, long-time offensive line in the NFL, playing with Bruce Matthews, all those years in the Oilers. So, like I said, Todd Haley just said, the comfort of having a coach like that who has head coaching experience. He said, when it comes to things, I really don't have to worry about him doing his job because I know each and every day he packs his lunch bag.
Roethlisberger, flag down, looking around, and he'll just, in essence, throw it away. Putting in a penalty flag behind the line of scrimmage.
Illegal hands to the face, number 92, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
William Colson was starting in place of the injured Adrian Claiborne.
You're going to see the battle here, O-line, D-line, going up against Heath Miller. I don't think a hand gets any clearer in the face than that one right there.
No.
You see that big white glove in there.
You've had that at times.
No, never.
Le'Veon Bell back in the lineup. Picks up 3 on first down. Tripped out by Clinton McDonald. Second down and 7 for the Steelers. Fell behind 10-0. They had an early turnover on their first possession. They've come back to score the last 10. And now on the move, trying to break this tie with under 10 minutes to go until halftime.
Yeah.
Sacked. Scott Solomon, who just came in for Golston to get Roethlisberger.
You're going to see out here Kevin Beecham, my mistake, on the outside here at the top of the screen. If you can see Solomon right there, he's going to get his hands inside, really be able to press and get him to turn his shoulders on that second step, really be able to rip and turn that into a sack. It's a great job by Scott Solomon stepping in.
Third sack by this Tampa Bay defense today. Buccaneers only had 4 of them in the first 3 weeks. Third down at 13. Good protection this time. And right at the first down marker, it is Lance Moore. His first catch is a Steeler. And we'll see if it's good enough for a first down. He looks to be short.
See Lance Moore right here. Going to break. Going to run right through it, get to the first down.
And it is fourth down.
It is 4th and 1.
Yep. And the Steelers are going for it at midfield.
Watch out for the draw.
Yeah.
And they're not going to go for it, it doesn't look like. Or are they? They are. And the push by Roethlisberger with 1 second left on the play clock. And that is a first down to move the chains.
Early on, they're trying to get the cadence to see if they can get that Tampa Bay team to jump off. But just look at the push of the pile, just continuing to press. Just like a snow plow. Once you get in there, you're just moving and pushing that pile and just hoping that you come up with that first down.
Of course, it doesn't hurt when you have a 241-pound quarterback.
That's named Big Ben as his nickname. I think that helps as well.
Le'Veon Bell wrapped up by Colson. Some of the numbers for Pittsburgh so far in this one. Roethlisberger has been very good. He did have the turnover on the strip and the sack, but only 4 misses on 18 attempts and a touchdown to Antonio Brown. 10th play of this drive. It started inside their own 10. And Roethlisberger's hurt. As soon as he threw the ball, it looked like his hand maybe hit a helmet. And he clearly is in some pain and was immediately.
Number 29, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's a penalty on Leonard Johnson. Let's see.
You're going to see him follow through. He actually hits his hand on his right tackle, Marcus Gilbert's helmet. Oof.
Roethlisberger is going to stay in there. Automatic first down after the penalty. And he'll hand it off to Bell. Still on his feet, diving forward to the 30, a gain of 7.
Gain of 7. Second out of 3.
Bell again, trying to turn the corner for that first down, and he's able to get the first down. Run out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
First down, Steelers.
The amount of offensive plays Pittsburgh has compared to Tampa Bay. You know, that end of this first quarter, that 4 and out that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had. You really see the tempo of Pittsburgh really taking over and controlling the time of possession here.
So he's spotted inside the 25 to the 24. And Roethlisberger hit from behind. And he is sacked for the 4th time in the game. This time by Michael Johnson. 2 sacks today for Johnson.
Coming into this game, you know, that's the one thing that we talked about. We gave the Steelers a lot of credit last week, only giving up 1 sack on the year. But once again, we're going to see Michael Johnson out here just press, continue to fight through the pressure. Ben working up in that pocket. He sees that he's past him, and he works back to get that sack.
50-50.
Look into the end zone. Penalty flag down. Antonio Brown went and got it for a touchdown. Beating Alteron Werner, but we wait on the penalty. I think they got Werner, and I think this is going to be a touchdown.
Holding, number 21, defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
What a play by Antonio Brown. This guy is something else, man.
In here one-on-one there at the bottom of the screen. Terry Werner lets him get that inside. He breaks out. Look at him just look and get eye focus on the ball. He does. He gets some hands on him. He pushes off there, and he gets away with one. The flag was thrown long before that play, and that touchdown was called here. So we have the pass interference on Werner, but I think Antonio Brown got away with a big push-off there in the end zone.
He might be saying that over on the sideline right now. Going after by Sweezum. Steelers have their first lead of the game. They got Antonio Brown in the 6th round, and he has become Ben's go-to guy.
This year, history will be made on Fox Sports 1.
Mighty impressive on that drive. 3 in a row now for the Steelers. That one spans 93 yards. One before it 60 yards. One before it 73 yards. Field goal, touchdown, touchdown.
I think those 10-plus play extended drives. That's what the Pittsburgh Steelers offense needs to have. You know, granted, they have the big shot ability to stretch it, throw it downfield to Antonio Brown. But they're at their best when they're at the line of scrimmage. They're comfortable and in the flow of their offense.
Brown's second touchdown gives Pittsburgh the 7-point lead.
Sleepy Hollow tomorrow at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
First down, Buccaneers, trailing for the first time in a game. Tampa Bay with a total of 37 yards. And they go to Vincent Jackson on first down and a gain of 9. Let's check in downstairs with Laura Oakman.
Tom, in that last series, we saw Ben Roethlisberger hurt his hand. On the other side, Gerald McCoy left the field in obvious pain. Remember, he's playing with that soft cast over his left broken hand. He told me he was already nervous about that cast. It was going to modify his game so much since he's a grabber. He was so unsure about it this week, he called Warren Sapp, who played with a broken hand, just to get some tips. So something just to keep an eye on.
Of course, McCoy reached out to Warren Sapp after McCoy went to his first Pro Bowl. And Sapp basically said, well, that's great. What's next? Second down and a yard. And it is a first down. The first carry of the day by Bobby Rainey. Rainey, you may remember, was a great story last year. They picked him up after spending the first 6 weeks of the season with Cleveland. Was put on waivers. Played 2 games for the Buccaneers, did not get a carry. And then after Martin had gone down, Mike James had gone down, had a good game in relief in Miami, and then 163 rushing yards in his first start a week later against Atlanta. Lennon looking for Jackson and overthrew him, and there's a penalty flag back behind the line of scrimmage. This will be holding against Tampa Bay.
Holding, number 73, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
You hear Collins saying that there's nobody to hold.
We talked about James Harrison having an impact in this football game, regardless of whether it was situationally or not. You're going to see him come off of the edge right there. He's going to rip through it. There it is. At one time, once you get that hand wrapped and they're pulling through it with that rip move, anytime the officials see that back bend of that defensive end or linebacker, that's where they're going to throw that flag.
Here you go. 134. Yeah.
First down at 20. Jackson had it and dropped it. Well, the battle to stop evil continues on Monday here on Fox. Legendary heroes and villains in an all-new Gotham. And brace yourself for TV's wildest ride on a new Sleepy Hollow. Tomorrow, beginning at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox. Those are plays for the Buccaneers to have any chance. They have to make the play. Or they have no chance.
Yeah. Look at the position that they've put themselves in now. Look at this 3rd and long situation. You can't put yourself in this on the road.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Let's send it back quickly to Joel Platt in Los Angeles.
Tom, Steve Smith is just giving it to his former team. Joe Flacco bobbles the ball, finds Smith, Melvin White draped all over him. It's his second touchdown of the day. He's got 5 catches for 122 yards. Unbelievable. Tom, David, back to you.
Well, certainly many in the NFC South have seen those games from Steve Smith, and now they're getting a taste of it elsewhere.
You better hurry up. Watch that time.
Play clock's down to 1 again. They did not get it off for 2 plays in a row, and we brought up earlier, they've got a first-year play caller.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
And Marcus Arroyo. And not necessarily hanging all the blame on him. We don't know exactly what's going on, but what we do know is this is ugly. 2 plays in a row, and you can't get a play off.
2nd and 30. I mean, That right there says enough in itself. I mean, we all know being a coordinator is a tough job, and you've got 20 seconds to get in and out, but you've got to get your playoff, and you've got to put your team in a better position than this.
They'll give it to Rainey, and he is wrapped up immediately after getting the handoff. He lost 2 yards. Brett Kiesel. He signed him just before the season got underway. Looked like he might have had a deal with Arizona. They decided to bring him back for a 13th year.
13 years, and when we spoke to him, he said, I had an opportunity to go someplace else, but I can't see myself in anything but black and gold. And he said, I had to come back here and to be able to have this opportunity to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers and back with the guys I love, he said, I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Well, the play clock is already down to 7.
Hey, right foot.
And Mike Glennon saying, come on. They just do get it off. Trying to get a little yardage back. Lay it off to Rainey. Good pickup, but far short of the first down up to the 27-yard line. 48 total yards of offense in this game. And now after that play, 64 yards. In this first half, it is a miracle they're only down by 7.
It really is. We saw the turnovers to start the game to get them on the positive side of the football, to give them a little bit of confidence. But since then, there's just been no cohesiveness in their offense. You don't know, are they West Coast? Are they a rushing team, a passing team? You really can't tell.
It's a 2-minute warning.
We'll let the clock wind down to the 2-minute warning. Steelers lead by 7. They'll get the football back with all 3 timeouts remaining. First down, Steelers. 1:53 to play until halftime, and Pittsburgh with all 3 of its timeouts. Drive starting at the 39-yard line. They set up a screen to Le'Veon Bell. And Michael Johnson catches him, but not before a 6-yard gain. Let's check in with our buddy Kurt Menefee.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, we'll get you caught up on all 7 early games. Steve Smith faces the Panthers for the first time as a Raven. And across the pond in London, Darren McFadden and the Raiders go for their first win of the season.
Roethlisberger again to Le'Veon Bell. And that's a first down to the 47-yard line, a minute 23, and the Steelers are going to burn one of their 3 timeouts. And Bell appears to be shaken up a little bit, reaching for the left groin area, or the lower abdominal area, and he immediately goes down into a squatting position on the Steelers sideline. They're taking a look at him.
Looks like he's holding that arm. It looks like his shoulder or his forearm. He's just kind of favoring it. That is definitely something that you do not want to see.
Well, they'll get LeGarrette Blount back in there. Now, the downside of Bell leaving is Bell's a very good receiver. That is not the strength of LeGarrette Blount. Yeah. They put it in the hands of Heath Miller. And he has a gain of 8, almost 9. Clock continues to run. Down to 1 minute and 5 seconds until halftime, and Bell still stands on the sideline. You just listen to the crowd and tell who catches the football for the Steelers. A 10-year tight end out of Virginia, Heath Miller. Timeout. Timeout. Let's check in downstairs with Laura Oakman.
Tom, Pittsburgh has not made the playoffs in 2 seasons. You don't think Mike Tomlin thinks about that every day as he walks to his office passing 6 Lombardi trophies? He told me it's a continual reminder of what we're doing here, the standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And 8 years in, he said, I am more cognizant of that honor than ever.
Well, they have really overhauled this team. You know, they back-to-back 8-8 seasons. 22 of the 53 players they have this year on their roster were not with this team a year ago. They've gotten considerably younger, especially on defense. First down. Bell checks back in, makes a catch, trying to get out of bounds, and he's wrapped up. Nice play there by Leonard Johnson.
Does a great job here, just checking, making sure Levante David doesn't blitz, squeaks through. Look at great hands, gets it, looks it in, tucks it away.
And then they spike it, stopping the clock with 32 seconds left. Second down and 4 for the Steelers. And now it'll be third down after that spike. Well, the entire gang, Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, Jimmy, hanging around waiting to bring you the Visa halftime report. Baltimore Ravens trying to go to 3-1. Steelers trying to go to 3-1. The Bengals idle this week. A 3-0 start. And that is a sack. Boy, that is a strong man. Roethlisberger looking for the horse collar tackle. But Daquan Bowers just reached around the offensive lineman and dragged down a 250-pound man.
You're going to see him right here. They're going to run a stunt that tackle and twist. He's able to get to that edge.
Wow.
Matter of fact, this is the same spot where Michael Johnson got that sack earlier.
In the pocket, there is no such thing as a horse collar tackle. In the pocket.
So that's the second time marching in, trying to get into the red zone. They've given up a sack.
And by spiking the ball, that sack now forces them to try a very long field goal attempt by Sweezum, who's hit on 24 in a row. 1 of 1 today. His long this season is 45. And has only hit 5 field goals in his career from 50 yards and beyond. He hasn't made one since 2012 from 50 or beyond. And now timeout taken by...
This is the second charge timeout. Tampa Bay, 30 seconds.
So after everything that hasn't gone well for the Buccaneers outside of the first roughly 5 minutes in this game when they scored all 10 of their points, if they can hold them just to a field goal here, maybe a little bit to feel good about going into the locker room at halftime.
I think one of the things they have to do is they've got to establish something on the offensive side of the ball. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are out manning them in the yards 253 to 64.
Wow.
So 64 total yards of offense here in the first half. That's not going to get you a win on the road against a great Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
And they have sacked Ben Roethlisberger in this game 5 times. Oh, here comes it. 50-yard try. And this will not get it done. So that is the first time Sweezum has missed in his last 25 field goal attempts. And that will be the final play of the half. Buccaneers will get the ball to begin the second half. 17-10 Steelers. We go to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Visa halftime right now. Surprisingly, only a 7-point spread at halftime. Steelers in front. Today's excitement is brought to you by Nissan. Antonio Brown, 4 receptions, 84 yards, a pair of touchdowns. You go to halftime, David Deal, and you're Tampa Bay. You have a total of 64 yards on offense. What's going on in that locker room?
I think what they're going to have to say is we need to get down to the fundamentals here. We've only got 5 first downs here in the first half compared to Steelers that have 18. So, you know, it's all about here is making the most of each and every possession that you have here. You don't want to settle for field goals. You don't want to settle for any of that stuff because you can't afford to. You've got to get down to the basics of your football team, run the football, have a play action, take some shots downfield, but figure out what is best for your team moving forward here, because this drive right here is going to set the tempo for the entire second half of this team.
Well, Laura Oakman has some interesting words in her visit with Lovie Smith. We're going to get it to her right after this kickoff to begin the second half. Remember, Tampa Bay won the toss, deferred to the second half. A bouncer into the hands of the rookie Solomon Patton. And he is up to the 19-yard line. And, all right, let's get right to it, Laura Oakman.
Lovie told his team, Tom, at halftime, as bad as we just played outside the first 5 minutes, we are only down 1 touchdown. He said, thank goodness they have the ball right now. He said, this first drive is critical. I asked him, with 64 total yards in the first half offensively, what do you have to establish? He said, everything.
Well, he's not lying. They have 22 rushing yards. They're averaging 2.4 yards a carry. They have 42 passing yards. Mike Glennon is 5 out of 7. He does have the touchdown pass to Evans. That was after the first possession fumble. And that play clock's already down to 3 on their first play of the second half. They just do get it off. And Glennon throws, and a catch is made. Again by Safarian Jenkins, a rookie tight end. David Deal, why would it take this long to get plays in?
Well, you got to understand there's different formations. There's different things that you want to send in. But this is the first real experience that he's really getting into it. Being an offensive coordinator game is like an air traffic controller. You got 20 seconds to get that play in and out, and you can't say, oh, land a plane somewhere else.
It's a great analogy. Because everything's happening so quickly.
Everything's happened so quickly. You're changing formations. You got to get in and out to the next play. There's a lot of different things going on. And as a coordinator, you don't have time to second guess or overthink things. You've got in and out, in and out. And that's where right now Josh McCown is almost the quarterback's coach, because when your quarterback coach goes to the coordinator, somebody else has to step up and communicate to that quarterback.
You saw that helmet. Mike Glennon came sprinting over to the sideline, changing his helmet. Perhaps they're having communication issues. That is an incompleted pass. Trying to find Brandon Myers, and they have a helmet ready. Perhaps that has something to do with it.
Well, that could have something to do with it. The communication to the speaker in his helmet there. You know, Marcus Royal trying to get the play into him so that they can have plenty of time at the line of scrimmage. But you can't only say that that's the only issue here. I mean, there are other things going on. You know, the inability to run the ball successfully. You know, there's just no, feel or comfort for this team right now.
Well, they did pick up the first down on back-to-back plays to begin the quarter. And that is another drop ball. They had Vincent Jackson drop a pass. Now it's Lewis Murphy. Mike Evans. So now they're checking out that communication.
I think he hears the ocean right now.
So you had a first down after 2 plays. You drop a pass on what should have been a second first down. And now it's 3rd and 10. Steelers are coming after Glennon. They pick it up. And it's complete to Jackson to the 47, ball loose. Are they saying he's down? They are saying he was down at the Steeler 47-yard line. That's a big 3rd down conversion on 3rd and 10.
You're going to see him catch this football, go down the middle, but you're going to see clearly his knee, boom, his knee hits down, clearly down by contact. Remove the chains.
And then Polamalu leaps over the top of the pile. It looked like he came over the top before the snap. We have not called his name all day today. The 8-time Pro Bowl safety, former NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
Trying to time up that snap count.
And of course, he's done this many times. Here's Walt Anderson, our referee. Well, we think.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Defense with 12 players offside, that penalty is declined. Offside number 43 defense, that penalty is accepted. 5 yards, still first down.
I see Troy Polamalu. He's right here. If you could just barely see him, they're sneaking through. Here he comes. Tries timing it up, but he's a bit too early.
Well, when it works, it sure is something.
Yeah, well, we've seen that play where he's dove over the center to stop it on a 3rd and 1. I mean, he brings that passion to that play where he leaves everything out on the football field.
The first down, pump fake. Lennon looking down the sideline for Evans, and he is... It's a catch! We're waiting for the sideline official to say out of bounds. But he beat William Gay down the sideline. How about that? Let's take another look.
Look at the size difference. 6'5", 5'11", gets his feet in. That's a clear catch.
And they're going to challenge this. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Let's see.
Challenge flag thrown by Mike Tomlin. All right, let's see here. Going to break. Tough to tell if that left toe got down while he had the ball. They're going to take a look.
Let's see.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Without a heart, it's just a machine. By your next truck, Ford F-150. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by McDonald's, official sponsor of the NFL. I'm loving it.
Mike Pereira, will this 40-yard gain stand? We'll check.
Yeah, I tell you what, look at this. We've seen this before. Left toe down when he first gets possession, then the right foot. That stays as a catch, and a great call, by the way, by the official.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a catch, control of the ball with 2 feet inbounds. Pittsburgh is charged with its first time out of the half.
David Deal talked about it. Laura Oakman visited with Lovie Smith talking about this first drive of the second half. They have more yards on this drive than they had in the entire first half combined. And it's first and goal. Trying to get it to Vincent Jackson. And right there with him is William Gay.
Here it is, that jump ball here. We're going to see 6'5" versus 5'10", big body, really pressing into him, trying to get that outside position. Very good defense there by William Gay.
All right, so you throw it on first down. And now it's second and goal. Martin to the corner of the end zone, and that is a touchdown. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers open up this second half with a very impressive drive. And boy, did they need it.
There's one name that I've wanted to say during this broadcast, Javorsky Lane. If that is not a fullback name, I don't know what is to set that up. But I think that it may be coming back.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 97, defense. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kick.
Tell you what, Steelers, and Mike Tomlin's got to be wondering, fellas, what in the world's going on around here? That is the 4th 15-yard penalty, whether it's unsportsmanlike, whether it's a personal foul, however you want to define it.
We all know that there is emotion into this football game when you get into the trenches, but save it for the next play. You could have 50 more snaps where you can lay it all into them and get that aggression out where it doesn't cost your team penalties and yards and possibly cost your team the game. That's just not smart football.
17-17. We heard about the first drive of this second half, how important it would be, both from David Deal and from the Buccaneers head coach Lovie Smith, talking with Laura Oakman. 80 yards and a touchdown to tie the game.
That's the rhythm that they have to have. They were in and out of the huddle. They gave themselves time at the line of scrimmage to make the checks and the adjustments that they needed to make. That's the type of rhythm that you need to see out of this offense.
Let's go back to the touchdown.
Well, here was what they were complaining about, and this is what started everything. You're going to see Sean Spence here. He's going to get held. You're going to see right here, that hold right there is what they were complaining about. So he's going to get stretched. You're going to see the jersey clear in the day. They don't call it. But here's where it comes. You're going to see Cameron Hayward come right here, and you see him going right over to the official. You see Tomlin say, that's a hold. That's a hold. Throw the flag. But they got away with one there. Touchdown on the board, Tampa Bay.
17-17 game. Steelers get it for the first time here in the second half.
130, 50 limit.
Roethlisberger will come out throwing and looking for the deep ball to Wheaton, and it's overthrown. Roethlisberger in the first half goes 19 out of 24, 205 yards, a couple of touchdowns. When they've run it very well. Now, he has been sacked 5 times. That hadn't happened in a half going all the way back to 2009.
And that's something that you heard from this team, how excited they were last week. You know, going to Carolina, only having 1 sack, you know, just keeping the confidence in the group up front that you're allowed to do anything you want to do on third down just for that stability. But as of now, those sacks are really hurting them.
Heath Miller. Well, he's having a good day today. Miller came in with 11 catches through the first 3 games of this season. That is his 6th today.
See him right here at that tight end position. He's going to release. Just get right upfield. Nobody's blocking. Nobody's covering him. Just sits in that hole. You know, gets in that middle of that field, sits down, and Ben gets it to him.
Bell for a yard. Let's check in with Laura Oakman.
As we watch the Steelers drive right now, I just want to do a quick update for the Buccaneers. Deshaun Goldson, he is not in that defensive backfield. He has been ruled out for the rest of the game, Tom, with that ankle injury.
All right, thank you very much, Laura. Well, they threw a pile of money at Deshaun Goldson. This is his 2nd year with Tampa Bay. Missed 3 games last year with an injury. 1 game suspended. Major Wright, the one-time starter for Lovie Smith in Chicago, replaces Goldson. Bell back the other way, and what a tackle that is by Alteron Werner.
Does a great job here, considering staying on the backside, staying in the contain, not overrunning it, staying where he is. Great open field tackle, because if he doesn't make that one, Bell is turning up down the sidelines, and you know, losing that 20 pounds that he did. We saw his ability with that 81-yarder he had last week.
See, the Steelers only 2 out of 7 on 3rd down conversions today. And this one 3rd down and 10. And that is a catch. No. Antonio Brown caught it. He's not arguing. We're not yelling at anybody about it. And no one from the Steelers really arguing much.
So far right here, we've had a lot of close calls here to the sideline with all these catches. See Antonio Brown. Ooh, that looks like a catch to me. And if it is a catch, he may be breaking an NFL record.
Well, Mike Tomlin challenges the call. They'll take a look.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online.
Well, is this a catch for Antonio Brown? Left hand never came off the ball.
After reviewing the play, the receiver has firm control, gets both feet in bounds. It is a catch. Pittsburgh is not charged with a timeout. It'll be 1st down at the 37-yard line. However, this is the 2nd and final challenge for Pittsburgh. There are no more challenges remaining for the remainder of the game.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
With that catch, Tom, I think we have an NFL record.
Yes, we do. That is now for Antonio Brown, the 20th consecutive game where he has caught at least 5 passes.
White 80! White side!
And now they have Brown throw the ball to Le'Veon Bell. Looked like he stepped out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
They're going to run this little go screen or flare screen to the wide receiver here. You see Antonio Brown looking like he's going to take it cross field. Le'Veon Bell gets out of the backfield and gets a nice 17-yard gain there.
(17-17) after the 17-yard gain. 9.5 to go in the third quarter. Steelers on the move. Play fake to Bell. Heath Miller took a lick and holds on to the football. Major right hit him after Barron had him wrapped up.
You see Heath Miller is going to catch it, but big hit by Major right there. Very good job by Heath Miller putting that ball away, controlling it, and continuing to move forward here in the red zone. And right now, Heath Miller, they're 27-9 during the regular season if he catches a touchdown.
He has been some kind of player for these Steelers for so long, for decades. Miller again. There is a penalty. It is ruled a touchdown, but a penalty behind the line of scrimmage. Holding.
Number 68.
They said 68. There's only one of them. There's also a penalty flag in the end zone. That's why they're talking this over.
You see right here, Michael Johnson working against him.
There are fouls by both teams. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, hit on the defenseless player, number 31, defense. Holding, number 68, offense. Those fouls all set. We'll replay first down.
And Major Wright led with the helmet there. Helmet on helmet contact after the catch by Heath Miller. But that was after the holding penalty on Kelvin Beachum.
Michael Johnson, good move, gets him upfield, is able to make that move inside and draw that holding penalty. And here we are back to first down.
First down and goal. 8th play of the drive.
White 80! White side!
Bell wrapped up, carries down to the 5-yard line. Go back to that penalty on Major Wright.
And see him right here coming in to make a hit, but leads with the crown of that helmet. Safety of the players, they're going to call that every time. Clear as day right there to the back judge. Here we are. Takes away that holding penalty that could have been huge for him.
Miller comes off to the sideline. Lance Moore checks in. Long time, rock solid receiver for the New Orleans Saints. Up fake one way. Ball is loose. That's an incomplete pass. Trying to get Le'Veon Bell. 3rd down and goal. Heath Miller comes back in. Matt Spaeth, an extra tight end, comes back in. Justin Brown and Lance Moore will lead for the Steelers. You got Miller down at the bottom of your screen. Antonio Brown in the top, who has 2 touchdowns today. Miller, this time it'll count.
You're going to see him here come in on the motion. He's going to let Spaeth get out, clear things open for him, and really just take it down the middle of that defense.
Well, you know when you step in the middle there, you're going to take a hit.
And he does. You see him get that ball protected, sink down, and get that touchdown, the one that he had called back earlier.
Ben Roethlisberger called Heath Miller, without question, the best teammate that I've had over the last decade. Steelers all-time leader. Receptions, yards, receiving touchdowns by a tight end. And his touchdown here. 7:50 to play in the third quarter puts the Steelers back on top. Touchdown catch by Heath Miller. Steelers 24. Tampa Bay 17. Each team coming away with a touchdown on its first possession of this second half. Can Tampa Bay answer? Talked about right from the get-go. In the absence of their offensive coordinator, Jeff Tedford. Marcus Arroyo once more calling plays here today. They hired him to be the quarterback's coach. And the Buccaneers will get it at the 20. Coming up next week, history will be made. Baseball's postseason moves to America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1. Is now your new home for baseball's National League Division and National League Championship Series. It all begins Friday. Both National League Division Series start Friday. The Pittsburgh Pirates, they know they will play at least in the wild card. They have a chance to win the division. And they are locked up in a 1-1 pitcher's duel in the 8th inning with Johnny Cueto and the Reds. Cardinals will play later with Adam Wainwright on the mound, trying to clinch the division for St. Louis. Alamalu just getting to Glennon, coming off the edge. Second down and 10.
You're going to see here, they're going to run a TE twist to open things up for Polamalu to take that off of the edge and apply that pressure. You know, getting in Glennon's face, almost getting that ball tipped out before he throws it. I mean, look at that. Look at that.
That
close.
Finger.
Yep.
You got the fingers of Glennon.
Hey, 94.
Play clock.
Hey, Dallas.
Under 10, Glennon wanting that football. Second down, they'll hand it off. And that is Martin for a yard. Third down and 9 coming up. Saw that injured right thumb, suffered in a loss against Atlanta.
Yeah, 93.
Third down and 8. And that is a big third down conversion. That's Mike Evans again. There is a penalty flag down in the secondary.
Penalty marker on the field.
Mike Evans was a favorite target of Johnny Manziel the last 3 years.
Illegal hands to the face, number 28, defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is completed pass, first down.
Zevins right here in the slot, working one-on-one against Bryce McCain, who's only 5'9". He's going to break, get it clear, gets it to the sticks, gets that first down, and once again, here we see Tampa Bay moving the chains and getting it to those big play receivers.
Now they hand it off to Martin. There's just not been any running room at all today, whether it's Martin or a couple of carries by Rainey. Averaging barely over 3 yards per carry today. Martin in his first game back since being injured in week 1.
Big Cam Thomas in there. You know, you've got McClendon there in the nose. I mean, these are prototype defensive interior linemen that you want in this 3-4 system. They're not going to woo you. They're not going to make plays all over the field, but what they're going to do is they're going to cause piles in the front, force it outside, and let those linebackers run and make those plays.
And a 3 on first down. So 2nd and 7. Here they come, and they get it away to Evans, and Polamalu with an excellent tackle. That'll be a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 4, maybe 5, depending on the spot. Called 5. Crossing pattern, man, what a catch that is by Murphy. There's a flag on the play. Hey, Glennon had a little giddy up to that fastball across the middle. And good hands by Murphy, just signed this week.
Illegal hands to the face, number 99, defense. Penalty is declined. Result of the player's completed pass for a first down.
That's Brett Kiesel, it's a first down for Tampa Bay.
Mike Glennon delivers a bullet right there across the field. Louis Murphy making a nice catch. Like we said here, he's spreading the ball out, getting it to those big play receivers, and getting into a rhythm here.
Hey, 58, hey, 98, hey, flex.
They have some big men, as David has been talking about today, in this Tampa Bay receiving core. And they're trying to find Evans, but it's overthrown. Evans appeared to lose his footing, and it's intercepted by Cortez Allen. And he brings it all the way back to the 37-yard line. Evans might be hurt. He is limping off the field. This does not look good. There it is right there. And an easy play for Allen.
Primetime's wildest ride is back. Sleepy Hollow tomorrow on Fox.
Clearly, an injured Mike Evans right there.
You know, pulls up on his route. This was a matchup that they've been going after. You know, Cortez Allen and Mike Evans, just a size difference between the two. It's unfortunate because he started showing why they drafted him in the first round here today, and they lose a key piece to that offense.
In the hands of Antonio Brown on first down. Levante David, or rather Lansana, running him out of bounds. The Steelers and Buccaneers join the NFL celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. You can celebrate the diversity of the NFL during Hispanic Heritage Month and all season long.
He's looking in some pain there. That's unfortunate. You never want to see anybody come out of a game hurt like that.
And there, when they were helping him off the field, he could not put any pressure at all on the left leg. Le'Veon Bell keeping those legs moving, but is denied first down yardage. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Steelers. Well, generally speaking today, when Pittsburgh has needed to make a play, it's been Brown or Heath Miller. And both of them are on the field for 3rd and 2.
50.
And they hand it off to Bell. And this time he makes the play. First down to the Buccaneers' 45-yard line.
We're going to see 2 pullers. DeCastro from the right guard position starts it. Heath Miller is the next one to lead it open for him. That's a great job there by Pittsburgh, opening up that hole and giving Le'Veon Bell the room that he needs to operate and show why he's the best back right now in the NFL.
Bell, the 2nd overall leading rusher in the National Football League, behind DeMarco Murray coming into the game. But Murray with 20 more carries than Bell. Oh, Ben missed a wide-open Marcus Sweet. Let's take a game break. Send it to Los Angeles and Joel Klatt.
All right, Tom, to Chicago, and after Jay Cutler threw his 20th interception against the Packers in his career, the Pack goes right down the field. Cobb, his second touchdown of the day, 38-17 Green Bay. Hey, relax, cheeseheads.
I got to tell you what, I'm not so sure that the Bears will ever beat Green Bay again. I mean, that has been a series here in recent years, and the Bears have had good teams. But, I mean, it has been a complete domination by the Green Bay Packers for whatever reason against Jay Cutler and the Chicago Bears.
I mean, think about the last game of the season between those two. Week 17, win and you're in. Chicago's at home, has Green Bay with all the momentum going on their side. Green Bay comes in after Aaron Rodgers missing all of those games with that scapular shoulder injury and finds a way to win a football game.
I mean, it was a miracle play.
Yeah.
And you know, it wasn't like the Green Bay dominated or wore out Chicago, but they won the game. They're on their way to doing it again. All right, it's 3rd down and 5 now. Roethlisberger looking around, and he will not get to the first down. All right, now, David Deal, you're looking at 4th down and 2. This would be roughly a 55-yard field goal try. You're probably not going to do that with Sweezen. You're going to go?
I'd go for it. And look at, you can tell that right now it looks like they're going for it. Be aggressive. You're at home. You know, show the confidence that you have in your football team.
Timeout going to be called by Tampa Bay.
This is the first charge timeout. Tampa Bay, 30-second timeout.
Week 4 continues later today on Fox. A couple of good ones there. The Eagles and the 49ers. Some of you on CBS as well. Sunday Night Football, NBC. And then tune in tomorrow night, Monday Night Football on ESPN. All right, let's get an update on what's going on along the sideline with some of the injuries. How about it, Laura?
I know David will understand this. If you ever want to see how much this game means to players, you just have to sit and watch an injured player coming off the field. Mike Evans, it's a groin injury. He's out for the game. The trainer put some ice on immediately, but it was hard for him to get the ice on because Mike kept pounding the table so much the ice was falling up. In so much pain, but just looking at his face and what he's going through, that is the last thing he's thinking about.
All right, Laura, thank you. This is a 4th down and 2. There you get a look at Evans on the sideline. He's standing up on that bike right now to watch 4th and 2. And now he's going to pooch punt. And that will be a penalty against Pittsburgh. So now they'll probably send out the punt team.
Number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That may not have counted, but you got to give a lot of credit. We've seen Big Ben's arm, but now we're getting to see his leg and his foot.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, I would have never guessed Ben Roethlisberger's left-footed.
Nor would I.
Right-handed thrower, left-handed kicker, left-footed kicker.
Look at the form.
Not too bad.
No, not at all.
Can you be called a left-handed kicker?
It's a great question.
Now they'll send in a guy that gets paid to do this for a living. That's Brad Wink. End over end punt. They were giving him a little bit of room here. And it'll check back up, and it's picked up by Solomon Peck. Boy, that is a dangerous play. He had signaled it looked like for a fair catch, and I think that's what they're saying, that after you do that, you can't run away from it, and then after it bounces, go pick it up. There it is right there.
The receiver signaled for a fair catch, then recovered and advanced the ball. That was not allowed, was dead when recovered. It's 1st down, Tampa Bay.
All right, David Deal, we saw the importance of the first possession of the second half, which Tampa Bay turned into a touchdown. Steelers go down, score a touchdown. And now Tampa Bay backed up inside the 10. We're getting down to money time now.
We really are. And the drive before, Tampa Bay really started moving the ball until Evans pulled up with that injury and they threw the interception. So right here, this is it. Do or die, I believe, with this series right here.
The more than a minute to play in the third quarter. Run fake. And catch is made by Martin out of the backfield. That's up to the 15-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7 on first down. It has certainly been a much more efficient and a far more productive offense here in the second half for the Buccaneers.
It most certainly has, and they're getting the flow of their offense. They're getting the plays in from the line of scrimmage.
Very close to a first down is Jaworski Lane.
But it is. It's just a much more comfortable feel that you're seeing out of this team.
Did he get the first down? He did not. It'll be a 3rd and 1, and the Buccaneers will attempt the 3rd and 1 to begin the fourth quarter. We've got a ball game. There were a lot of folks that thought this thing was going to be ugly right from the start. I know a lot of them. And it is a 7-point game. 24-17 Steelers. Fourth quarter when we return. A very important play to begin the fourth quarter for the Buccaneers. 3rd down and a yard. Trailing 24-17. And that is the first down. Or appears to be. It looked like Martin had enough. And it is the first down. Antonio Brown setting an NFL record. 20 consecutive games of 5 catches or more. Talked about how much better Tampa Bay's offense has been in this second half. Almost double the amount of production just through one quarter than they had the first half alone. And this is Solomon Patton. And he is across the 35-yard line, run out of bounds at the 39-yard line. How about that call?
You like it, keeping the defense off edge. You're going to see James Harrison out here and everybody crash down, really play that ball inside. Sure enough, they flip it out, really set the edge, and they're able to have something to keep that backside, outside linebacker in that defensive end. Keep them honest. So now you can start stretching that ball inside if you get the run game going.
And remember now, they're playing this drive without Mike Evans. Polamalu blew that play up from the start, but there is a penalty flag. Lawrence Timmons coming in behind Polamalu to clean it up.
Personal foul, face mask, number 43, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, first down.
So there's Troy Polamalu trying to wrap him up, slides off the shoulder pad and gets right in that face mask.
That is the 5th 15-yard penalty against the Steelers today. Think about that for a minute. 5 for 15. Holy mackerel. And they've now committed 10 penalties or more.
There you go.
In 3 of their first 4 games. Lennon off his back foot just throws it away. Under heavy pressure. Thomas, Kiesel, both there. Thomas, the most pressure in his first season as a Steeler after the last 4 in San Diego.
I'll tell you this, as a quarterback, that hit, you do not want to get that 340 pounds of Cam Thomas laying on you right there, because he just did the atomic splash on him. And that, I'll tell you what, that is going to really affect this quarterback.
What is that called?
The atomic splash by the big boy right there.
Hey, 51.
Atomic splash.
It's an old wrestling move right there.
Go.
Blitz coming. Glennon gets it away. And that's Lewis Murphy run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. This will bring up yet another 3rd down. They spotted at the 41, so it'll be 3rd down and 5. Glennon having a hard time hearing apparently yet again. Dick LeBeau certainly doesn't miss a beat. All right, here we go, 3rd and 5.
Hey, 51 somebody. 51 somebody. Hey, ho, 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 ho.
Murphy the catch, penalty flag down, and Murphy is driven down at the 11-yard line, but we wait on the penalty. Louis Murphy just signed this week after they turned loose Chris Owusu. And he's had a couple of big catches here in this second half.
Illegal hands to the face, number 25, defense. Penalty is declined, result of the play, completed pass, 1st down.
Steelers playing without 3 starters here today. One of them, Mike Taylor. Guys like Bryce McCain getting a chance to play in this game today.
I see Louis Murphy working right here, working one-on-one, runs right through that bump through William Gay, runs that inside post, catches that ball, and gets that 1st down.
Apparently, it is 1st and goal. And on 1st down, that's not even a yard pickup. Arthur Moats on the tackle. Well, a week ago last Thursday, it was all over but the shout. And it was a long, long 4th quarter for these Buccaneers, humiliated by the Atlanta Falcons. But here they are on the road in Pittsburgh with a fighting chance, down by 7. 2nd and goal at the Steeler 9. Blitz coming. Glennon to the end zone for Murphy. He nearly came back to get it, but could not. That throw may have been late.
Louis Murphy running right through, gets out. Ball's back. He had to stop, put his foot in the ground, try to turn back and turn his body and get that position back to it. You want to catch that one. It could have been thrown a better ball, but that ball hits your hands right there. That's a turning point for your team.
3rd and goal.
Hey, Barlow! Barlow to 94!
You had 2 receivers crossing, and it was thrown right in between them. Polamalu able to knock it down. So out comes the field goal unit. Patrick Murray for what will be a 27-yard field goal try. He's already hit from 50 today. Good snap, good hold, good kick. 4-point game with 11:37 to go in Pittsburgh.
Better check yourself.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Sprint, by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly, and by Domino's. Oh, yes, we did.
Get a look at the fountain at Point State Park. Spraying up to 150 feet at the head of the Ohio River. $11:37 to go. Mike Glennon takes his team 12 plays, 83 yards in 4.5 minutes. But had to settle for a field goal rather than a touchdown. And then Roethlisberger and the Steelers get it when we come back. Babies born on Steelers Sundays are draped in a terrible towel. I thought those 2 crying there were 2 members of our crew up here in the booth, Tom Barbary and Scott Snyder.
Well, they start them early here in Steeler country, and it's great to see that and see the fans show the passion of what they feel for this team.
LeGarrette Blount in the backfield. They hand it off to Marcus Wheaton, who beat one defender. He cannot beat the other. Michael Johnson, Danny Lansana to drop it for a loss. Let's send it back to Joel Klatt in Los Angeles for a game break.
All right, Tom, at the conclusion of your game, we've got America's Game of the Week. LeSean McCoy and the Philadelphia Eagles put their perfect record on the line against the struggling 49ers in San Francisco. It's on Fox. It's next. It's America's Game of the Week, Tom.
Well, you and I, David, just saw the 49ers lose last week to the unbeaten Arizona Cardinals. And that does not look like the same 49er team we've seen in the last couple of years. That is a first down catch by Miller up to the 32-yard line.
Heath Miller continues to show why he is the best tight end in Pittsburgh Steeler history here. He's going to run it off, just going to see it, take that hot. He'll take that catch any single day. It just continues to move the chains and keeps this defense unsettled. You want to blitz off the edge? We're going to hit the hot to our tight end.
Miller 9 catches for 80 yards. Give it to Bell. Flip it back to Roethlisberger. Antonio Brown. Almost got it. Well, he is beating the defender, Bradley McDougald.
Well, first we saw Antonio Brown throw it back on the flare screen and throw it to Le'Veon Bell. Here we see Le'Veon Bell is going to throw it back to Ben, continuing to be aggressive and take these shots downfield. And this is a catch that Antonio Brown makes 9 out of 10 times. See Ben's reaction there.
And there's Todd Haley's reaction. That should have been 6. Second down, and Bell is smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And again, that's Lavonte David. He was an All-Pro according to the Associated Press last year. Over 300 tackles over the last 2+ seasons for Lavonte David. Good-looking player, along with Mason Foster, who's out with an injury today.
I think one of the biggest things he brings is his tackle for a loss. He's got 46. That's right behind J.J. Watt, who has, unfortunately, he has 65.
Nice third down now, 13.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay trying to come up with a stop and get the football back. Steelers trying to move the chains all day to throw. And it is Bell out of the backfield. And somehow he's able to get the first down. There are 4 Tampa Bay defenders laying on the ground that couldn't get it. Third and 13 and a 14-yard gain. Rolling, Roethlisberger, pump fake. Throws it across the field, and Antonio Brown with a first down to the 44. Let's go back to that third down.
You see Bell here, he's going to come like he's going to chip. But watch Lavonte David's eyes. He's not really seeing him, so it allows him to get that space out of the backfield to give him some space to operate there out in the open to really be shifty and make that first down.
And they follow it up with another first down and a catch by Brown. Bell, the leader in scrimmage yards so far this season in the NFL. He's trying to add to that, but nowhere to go. You know, you look sometimes at plays and you wonder how guys get up. Leonard Johnson came up to make the hit there on a tackle. His body gets completely thrown backwards with his legs underneath him and nothing to it. It's amazing.
It's a brutal sport, but this is the time. You know, you and I spoke about it. After week 3, you get used to the feeling of being sore and the toughness and the hurt. And this is where teams really stretch themselves out and define their physicality as a group.
Roethlisberger just throwing that one away. So yet here we are again now, David Deal, on a third down and 11 for Pittsburgh. Those are the numbers for Roethlisberger. By the way, Heath Miller just passed Lynn Swann. How about that name from Steeler lore? For 4th place on the Steelers' all-time receiving list in yardage. 5,465 yards for Heath Miller.
From a tight end, mind you. That's very, very impressive. And
sure is.
A lot of credit goes to this 10-year vet.
Coming after Roethlisberger, and they don't get it. Down the field is open, but overthrown is Antonio Brown. Well, he got behind Werner, but Roethlisberger under heavy heat.
You see the pressure that they're able to apply up the middle. You see a looper right there in Michael Johnson. He's able to escape it, still keep his eyes downfield to take that ball and throw it outside to Antonio Brown.
Tell you what now, if they can field this punt cleanly, this is without question the biggest series offensively for the Buccaneers this year. Patton is pulled down at the 9-yard line. And there is a penalty flag. This could be another 15-yard penalty against the Steelers. If it is, it's their 6th of the game. Robert Golden was down there on the tackle. And was that a horse collar tackle?
I think that's what the debate is right now.
Personal foul, face mask for the kicking teams, 15-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
6 15-yard penalties, 115 penalty yards against the Steelers. And they've just given the Buccaneers much better field position instead of the 9-yard line.
Today's game is sponsored by the new Samsung Galaxy S5. The next big thing is here.
Crowd is rocking in Pittsburgh. Steelers with a 4-point lead, but the Buccaneers come up with a stop on defense and they get it first down. And a catch made by Lewis Murphy. That's up to the 30-yard line. That'll be a 5-yard gain. Well, you see, Buccaneers 31 points, 34 points in the 4th quarter compared. And those numbers have dramatically increased even today in the 1st and the 3rd quarter. But they have a chance to pull off one of the stunners in the NFL here in Week 4 if they can get into the end zone on this drive. 3rd down coming up. Remember, they're without Mike Evans, who's had an excellent game. He left with an injury. 4 catches, 65 yards. Nobody else has more than 2 receptions.
Look at the offensive line trying to communicate versus this radar. Pittsburgh's trying to pick and confuse and have their players all over.
Crossing pattern, a catch, and that is good enough for a first down and a big gain. Up to the 48-yard line to Russell Shepard, a gain of 23.
Let's see him here snap off from the outside, break that one in. Let those 2 inside wide receivers break out, get that clear opening. Mike Glennon sees it, delivers a very good throw on a huge 3rd and 5 situation to move the change and continue to give themselves an opportunity to hopefully win this football game.
5:40 to play. First down. And Polamalu blowing that up along with Cameron Hayward. Well, the greatest month in sports coming up Friday. Game 1 of the NLDS on Fox Sports 1. Saturday, 4th-ranked Oklahoma and TCU on Fox. UFC Fight Night on Fox Sports 1. Next Sunday, Broncos v. Cardinals are other regional action. Foxtoberfest begins Friday, continues all month long on Fox, Fox Sports 1, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. 2nd down A loss of 3. And Mike Glennon is livid.
Delay of game. Offense.
How in the world, David Deal, as a former Pro Bowl offensive lineman, does this happen?
This is where that communication issue. You see right now that they're tapping the center. They're trying to get him to snap that ball. You know, when you have the guard next to you tapping you, there's nothing else you need to see. Get that ball out of your hands.
It's not like it's some first or second year guy. I mean, they brought this guy in from Green Bay and paid him a lot of money to be their center.
He started all 16 games for Green Bay last year, and we've seen those mistakes twice last week.
They barely get this play off. Penalty flag down. And it's a false start against Tampa Bay.
False start, number 18, offense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Bill Lovie Smith so rarely shows much emotion. But my goodness, he's got to be ready to start throwing things over on that sideline. You don't get a play off, you're on the move, you get a big third down conversion, back-to-back penalty, you can't back-to-back penalties. And now 2nd and 23. Blitz coming. Glennon gets it away. What a throw and a catch made by Safarian Jenkins, a rookie tight end. It's 3rd down and a long 2. Gain of 21.
You're going to see the big man right there. He's going to release. He's going to be one-on-ones against Sean Spent. He's able to break that route off, get to the sidelines, and put them in a 3rd and short situation.
Well, it's 4 down territory here. And they're going to look to the sideline. They have plenty of time on the play clock here.
Hey, 51.
Just now at 10.
Yeah.
Now, Logan Mankins is pointing across the line of scrimmage at Arthur Moats. This is on the Steelers. It's an automatic first down.
See
Logan zone infraction, number 55, defense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Right after that, you saw Logan Mankins tap Evan Dietrich Smith and be all fired up. So, you see, when they're able to get to the line of scrimmage, they can change that cadence. They can change it at the line of scrimmage to force this team to jump and really be unsettled as a defense for how aggressive they are. Under pressure, under duress, Mike Glennon delivered that ball perfect.
We had Lawrence Timmons hanging right on his back when he delivered that ball. So an automatic first down. 35. Blitz coming. They pick it up and they throw, and it's Murphy who makes a catch very close to another first down. We welcome you, many of you across the country, joining us in Pittsburgh. David Deal, Laura Oakman, Mike Pereira, Tom Brenneman. Where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are down by 4 with 3:45 to go. They had a 2nd and 23 just a moment ago. They get 21 on a reception. A penalty gives them a first down, and now another first down on a catch by Murphy. Ball in the Steeler 25. To the corner. And that is a catch. Staying in bounds once more is Russell Shepard, who has a huge catch on this drive. And you wonder, does Tampa Bay slow it down a little bit now? Obviously, you got to get in the end zone. The rest of it is irrelevant.
You know what? If I was Tampa Bay, yeah, you want to sit here and say slow it down. But they've had already too many problems communicating, getting plays in, getting up to the line of scrimmage. So stay with what you're doing. You're having a successful drive here. Get in and out. Give yourself an opportunity.
They pitch it to Rainey. Now, this was a guy who fumbled twice, remember, in that humiliating loss. This was a Tampa Bay team a week and a half ago that lost 56-14 to the Atlanta Falcons. They're playing a Steeler team that is coming off a demolition of the Carolina Panthers. And for most of this game, Mike Tomlin's team has dominated the game statistically. But as we've said many times before, there's only one stat that matters, and it's a 4-point game right now. First down. Rainey. Is he going to throw to the end zone? Well, now there's a call you got to wonder about. 2-minute warning. Boy, what a game. Steelers 24, Tampa Bay 20. 10th play of this drive. Second down and 10 at the Pittsburgh 14-yard line. Lennon out of the shotgun to the end zone. And no flag. They had an eye on the rookie Safarian Jenkins. Third down.
Trying to create this matchup one-on-one between him and Lawrence Timmons. You're going to see him just come across. Ball thrown. It's low. Hits the back of Timmons. Incomplete pass. Here we are. Big third down.
Well, it's obviously 4-down territory, trailing by 4 with under 2 minutes to go. Lennon to the end zone again, incomplete. And you say obvious 4-down territory. The Buccaneers have 2 timeouts left. And they're going for it. Well, they basically gave away first down in this series.
You're marching up and down the football field, you know, getting some small runs. You're doing a great job on first down of getting 5- and 7-yard gains. Keep yourself out of those 3rd and longs, and then the running back pass. You just gave away a whole possession.
They need to get to the 4-yard line. Incomplete. And he had an open Vincent Jackson and just missed it. His man was right there.
First down.
Hall of Famer Dick LeBeau. His defense stands tall. It has been a very, very entertaining game, and it's not over yet. 1:44 left. They're going to hand it off, and Le'Veon Bell for 3 yards. Buccaneers have 2 timeouts left. Fox tonight, the all-new Sunday Fun Day. Season premieres at a Simpson. Brooklyn Nine-Nine on its new night. And a once-in-a-lifetime Family Guy / Simpson spectacular. Tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. 1:40 left. Buccaneers burn one of those 2 timeouts. Certainly some things to build on, although this one's not over yet. I mean, you're not looking ahead right now to next week. There's still 1:40 left in this game.
There sure is, and coming into this football game, they've only had, think about the points that they've come up with. They haven't, the production on offense, 304 total yards. That's almost doubled what they've done anywhere else.
And blown dead before it ever starts.
False start. Illegal snap, number 53. Yeah, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's their center, Marquise Pouncey.
No, Todd Haley's excited about the performance of this offense today. You know, he was excited that his dad, Dick Haley, longtime scout and player personnel director for the Pittsburgh Steelers from 71 to 90, credited with that 74 group of 4 Hall of Famers. You know, it's got to be exciting for him, for his dad to come here and see his first win, hopefully, for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
will throw it. And the catch is made by Wheaton up to the 18-yard line. And now a timeout. They only use 5 seconds. And, you know, if you complete the pass, you force the other team to call a timeout. The danger is if you don't complete it, you obviously stop the clock. But now it is what, third down coming up? Third down. 3 out of 4 times when the Steelers have started a season at 3-1 going back to 1990. They have made the playoffs. 2 of those years they've gone to the Super Bowl. All right, so this is pretty much, not going to say it, but close to it. Steelers convert here. The Buccaneers cannot stop the clock. 1:35 remaining on a third down and 5. They hand it off, and this is not going to do it. So they can't stop it. The Steelers will have to punt it with just under a minute left in the game.
We've seen crazier finishes in the NFL. I think one of the crucial elements that is against Tampa Bay, though, 0 timeouts.
His Tampa Bay defense in the second half has been much better, too. Steelers only have 1 touchdown, and that was their first drive of the second half. And they'll let the play clock expire before they spend a timeout. So 50 seconds remain. We've got Solomon Patton, who has been very, very good in his rookie year returning punts. He's averaging right at 11 yards per return with a long of 33. Well, you take a look ahead for these Steelers, a very favorable schedule based on an 8-8 record last year. Go to Jacksonville. Cleveland certainly has improved. Then you get 3 in a row here at home. Houston, not a playoff team a year ago. Indianapolis was. Baltimore was. They will not meet division rival Cincinnati until the final, 5 weeks of the season. They will play them twice. Very short punt. Holy mackerel. And this is going to be down at the Steeler 47-yard line. A 36-yard punt, giving Mike Glennon, with 40 seconds left, still another chance to try and win it.
It isn't over until it's over.
You're right about that.
You've got to give Tampa a lot of credit. Tampa Bay has come into this game with a positive mindset that they were going to turn things around from last week.
They had an ugly first half offensively, but they hung in there. And now can they pull off the miracle as Glennon throws incomplete. Taken down by Jason Worlds just as he was starting to throw it. And Glennon able to get rid of it.
You're going to see them run that inside game, that twist. He's able to come all the way around for that offensive line, not to be able to pass off this stun. Gets that pressure in the face of Mike Glennon.
Glennon's first start of this season, he took over week 4 a year ago when they cut loose Josh Freeman. He replaces an injured Josh McCown today. 45 yards away, down the middle of the field. It is caught! Murphy inside the 10, all the way to the 5-yard line. And now Glennon will race him up to the line of scrimmage and spike the ball, one would assume. This is unbelievable. 15 seconds remain on a 41-yard pass to Murphy, who they picked off the streets this week.
You see him here all the way at the top of the screen. He's just going to run that post. He's going to see Ferrian is going to clear things out. Sure enough, there it is. Big play. We spoke earlier about his opportunity of probably catching that one in the back of the end zone if it was a better football. He just made up for it right there.
Second and goal. From inside the 5. Incomplete with an eye on Vincent Jackson, who is looking for a penalty. William Gay in coverage. Third and goal.
It's a matchup. Here we go. One-on-one. Vincent Jackson, William Gay is pressing him with that big body, trying to get that position, box him out. William Gay, they're both playing physical. He's able to knock that ball out late.
12 seconds left. Did he get it? Touchdown, Vincent Jackson, with 7 seconds to go. The Tampa Bay defense forces a 3-and-out after they could not score in the red zone. A short punt by Brad Wing and a 41-yard reception to Louis Murphy gets him inside the 5. 33 seconds to go, 46 yards as they will look at this to make sure it's a touchdown catch by Jackson.
And one of the things when we spoke to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and we talked to them, and they said this scar, they wanted to put Neosporin on it, and that's one way to do it right here. You're going to see Vincent Jackson out there. He's going to break it inside, snap off that route, and get back to that pylon. That was the matchup they had before. William Gay got the best of it, but Vincent Jackson got the best of it when it counted.
You know, so many wondered why Tampa Bay went out and signed Josh McCown when they had Mike Glennon. Rex Schiano, their former coach, was a big Glennon supporter, saying this guy is going to be a very good quarterback. He backs up McCown the first 3 weeks, so they bring in as a free agent after playing very well for the Bears last year. But he gets hurt. And now Glennon, who threw 19 touchdowns against 9 interceptions as a starter last year, has thrown for 302 yards and 2 touchdowns today.
Touchdown.
So it's officially a touchdown. Lovie Smith told Laura Oakman, and David Deal, you said the same thing. The first drive in the second half was their biggest possession of this young season. And they went down the field and scored a touchdown. Point after good to make it 27-24. And here in this second half, Mike Glennon has thrown for 245 yards.
Vincent Jackson with the touchdown. And look at the protection. They're able to get their hands down. He beats the one-on-one matchup that he lost the one before. That could have been a flag. They didn't call it. Glennon gets the touchdown. The celebration for all of them. And this is what started it all. Kept the drive moving. Louis Murphy, biggest catch of the day.
Murphy, originally an Oakland Raider, 4th-round pick out of Florida in 2009.
Was a teammate of mine last year on the New York Giants. Consummate pro. Works out each and every day like it's his last. Congratulations. Huge play to keep that drive going. And
Murphy in his second half. He did not have a catch in the first half. 6 catches for Louis Murphy. 99 yards. Now, you keep saying it. You said it a minute ago. It's not over yet.
No, it isn't.
Figure they'll have a squib kick here. And this crowd is just stunned. In absolute disbelief. So no time will burn off the clock. 7 seconds remain. Now the Steelers only need, I say only need, they're starting at the 20. They need a field goal. And they have a field goal kicker who in his entire career has only hit 5 of them from 50 yards and beyond. This is, without question, if it stays this way the last 7 seconds, the biggest upset in the NFL so far this year. Little razzle-dazzle here. Back to Roethlisberger. And he will be sacked, and that's the way this game comes to an end. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers humiliated. Their coach said scarred in that.